I grew up with dogs, hunting, fishing. My dad was very passionate outdoorsman, and when I was younger, because I'm an only child, we ran field trials. So my dad was part of the National Beagle Association. It was something that he was a part of creating, and we would meet people all over in surrounding areas, and they would bring their beagles, and then we'd all get together. There would be like three judges, and they would run these field trials where they were being judged on how well they kept on the scent of a rabbit, basically. And so these dogs, they get in a pack and they run together and they all bark. It's really cool just to sit back in the woods and listen to them. It's something I really miss, and I may never experience again in life. I don't know, because I'm not so passionate about it that I want to raise a bunch of beagles and go hunt them. But if if I was to go hunting again, it's something I would definitely reminisce from my childhood. But I remember this one beagle. So the field trials, the judges would rate how the beagles did, how they stayed on point, not point like a pointer would, like a bird dog, but like just stayed on point, stayed on task, was able to track that rabbit. And did they lead the pack or were they way back in the back? All this came into factor when judging how the dogs actually performed. And my mom, she raised boxers and AKC registered boxers. We went to AKC events and shows, and she was always into that. So well behaved boxers, right? Beagles not so well behaved, but great hunters. So just raised with dogs my entire life. I don't have a memory where I don't have dogs with me. Right now, I we have four dogs and like three cats. Only one cat's inside; the rest of them live outside. But always been surrounded by animals. Just love animals. But when it comes to these beagles, right? We traveled, me, my mom, and my dad. We traveled across several states and drove to Kentucky when I was a child to pick up this beagle that my dad purchased. And it was a different kind of breed or a little nuance. It was still a beagle, but it was a certain type of beagle. And this beagle was brown and black, kind of like think of the colors of like a a Doberman Pinscher, right? Brown and black, but not marked the same. Dobermans typically have certain distinctions, when it comes to where the brown is located. Well, there was no distinction here; it's just brown and black. But we traveled several states to go pick up this beagle. Now, the thing about this beagle that reminds me of contractors is this beagle would not bark. Like typically, the beagles, they run in a pack and they all bark. They'll catch a scent, one barks and then another one barks, and it made it really easy to know. You eventually got so accustomed to the different pitches and tones and what they sounded like, that every time one barked, I could say, "Oh, that's Mac. Oh, that's Missy. Oh, that's Sandy." Right? You knew which beagle was barking because they have distinct. All of their voices are different, and so. But Sandy, this particular beagle that came from Kentucky, she didn't bark. She was very quiet. She was very good at hunting and tracking down wabbits. And by the way, it's true what they say about rabbits. They will run in circles, they'll double back on their tracks, and sometimes the whole pack will just lose the scent of the rabbit. And then we got to just walk through the woods, all of them together, walk through the woods until they pick up a new scent. And then they take off. It's funny when they first hear it, one will, take off barking, and then the whole pack runs over there and sniffs the same thing. Then they all start barking. It's just a fun thing. But Sandy, she didn't bark. She was quiet. And so if she ever got separated from the pack, it was kind of dangerous because she didn't bark, you couldn't find her. She was difficult to find. So we really had to keep an eye on Sandy so we didn't lose her. And man, I can tell you so many times where a couple of beagles would get off by themselves away from the pack, and we'd spend half the day just searching for them. And we'd always find them because normally they would bark at some point, but not Sandy. Well, Sandy reminds me of a lot of contractors. They're off sniffing their own trail, trying to find their own rabbit, but they're not speaking up. They're not raising their hands. It's kind of like every time the pack of beagles barks, one of them barks, they're like raising their, oh, hey, I'm on something over here. And so the rest of them run over there to smell it too. But if you're quiet and you continue to go down this path without continuing to increase your knowledge, continuing to find other heating air contractors who are on the same path you are, who are dealing with the same challenges you are, or joining a membership like ours, an HVAC Millionaire University, where I've been down that road. Like, I know what you're up against, not for just a couple of years, for 14 years. I've been in the industry for over 28 years now. So 28 plus years of just industry experience is what you get when you join our group. It's actually more than that, because when you combine everybody in the group, it's tremendous. Because you can bounce ideas, you can bounce questions off of each other. That's the power of community. It's why they say, you are the sum total of your 5 closest people. So you want to make sure to surround yourself with other people who are on the same mission as you are. You want to make sure to surround yourself with people who have been there, done that. Because I see a lot of groups out there, and some of them are selling like SOPs and stuff. Well, if you're selling a standard operating procedure, you can, like, we have those, and you can take those and do whatever you want with them. But until you become the leader that's actually able to enforce those SOPs, that's able to train, teach, ingrain that into your team, until you become the type of person who can do that, SOPs won't help you. There is no silver bullet. An SOP is not a silver bullet. It's not going to fix all your problems. You have to fix those problems. When you get to a certain point, your manager has to fix those problems. You have to be the type of person who's capable of fixing those problems, capable and willing. So until there is no silver bullet, you can continue to search. I promise you're not going to find it, because that was me. I searched for years, searching for that silver bullet. It doesn't exist. There is no magical marketing campaign that's going to fix all your problems. It does not exist, I promise you. So you don't have to listen to me. You can keep searching. You can keep wandering away from the pack, not barking, but you possibly might get lost. And I don't want that for you. I don't want that for anybody. That's why I'm so passionate about what I do, helping contractors fix the things that are broken in their business. So if that sounds like interesting to you at all, and you'd like to fix some of the broken things in your business, maybe some of the things that are broken around the stress, anxiety, overwhelm that you constantly are carrying, we got to fix that. Because if you don't, it will eventually take a toll on your body. It'll take a toll on your relationships, your health, your well-being. And without you, where will the business be? Just be honest. What's going to happen to your business without you? You are the number one asset, the number one asset in your business. So I want to give you tools, strategies, answers to what you can do to make sure that you're taken care of, and that you're pouring into your number one asset, which is you. I can't do it for you. You still have to join the weekly calls. You still got to do the work. But I'd love to help you if that sounds like you. So I'll let you guys go for now. Don't be like Sandy. Don't stray away from the pack. Don't not bark so people can't find you. And I wish you the best. So I'll see you on the next one.